What's happening, gang? Alright, well, I pressurized that and I got the old pad out, and it's kind of ugly. It's right here. This would have been the brake material side. This is the other side. Looks pretty nasty. I do have the new ones, but we're going to get this thing off, see what kind of shape the piston is in. I already know there's going to be a bunch of dirt around it, but it's wet and I don't know exactly what it is. It's like sand almost. So we're obviously going to have to clean the bore really well where the shoe rides. We're also going to see what the piston itself looks like and what the seal looks like just by popping the seal right on out of there. The way that I'm going to do that is pretty straightforward. And the bolts are not secured. I'm just going to pump the caliper and it's going to move out. As it moves out, I want to get it out far enough to where it just about pushes itself all the way out. I don't know where that fine line is, so we may end up making a colossal mess. We'll see here shortly. So you guys are going to get to see this while I'm on the other side of the bike pumping away. And just to be on the safe side, I've already got this disconnected. We're going to see if we can't manipulate this and maneuver this up, and nope, we can't get it up and out, but I think we can get it to stay in one position well enough that when things do drop out, if it does drop out, it's just going to do it right here. So give me a minute to get things situated, and I'll get this strapped up to where it stays put, and I'll get something to catch everything just in case I pop it out. So hang on. Alright, gang, I pumped on it a few times off a camera shot, but I wanted to show you if we can get a good look up under there. That piston is as clean as it can be, but I do think that it is leaking around the seal, so I'm going to go ahead and order a seal for it. In the meantime, I'm going to clean it up. I'm not going to take the piston all the way out. I'm going to pull it up and I'll clean it up. After I get done cleaning it up, I've got my new shoes right here. That is the caliper side. This is the back side. This would go here. So we're going to pop that one out, stick that one in. We'll get the piston compressed back into place on the caliper, and then we'll get that one in place, mount everything back up, and I want to see if the master cylinder itself is, we got a hitchhiker. Who is that masked hitchhiker? Garfield's on Garfield. I found that in my attic yesterday, believe it or not. How crazy is that? Fate, right? But we're going to see if the master cylinder is pulling a little bit of fluid back and unlocking the caliper. If it's not, then we will also order a master cylinder rebuild kit so that we can do both the seal here and replace the seals and cup here so that it pulls back, because when you let off of the brake, it should pull just the tiniest bit of fluid back. Pull that caliper back just a little bit, the piston back just a little bit, so the front wheel will freewheel. So that's what we're going to check out now. So I'm going to clean that up. After I get it cleaned up, like I said, we're going to put the shoes back on, get everything mounted back up. We'll get the belly jack under there, get the motorcycle jacked up so that the front wheel is freewheeling and free spinning. Then we're going to do the test to see if it's going to loosen up. If it does, this thing is going to come down off the lift and go outside and get its first start on camera. I have two carburetors, the two inboard carburetors that the float bowls are stuck on, or the floats are stuck on, needle and seats or floats, what have you. So the carburetors still have to come off, but we're going to go ahead and give it a first start. I can do that just by putting a little bit of fuel into the carburetor bowls, firing it up so you guys can hear what this thing sounds like. So that's the plan. Let me get this cleaned up, get the new shoes on, test the master cylinder and make sure we've got a freewheel, and we'll do that on camera to check and make sure we've got freewheel capability after grabbing the brake. Then it's going to come off the lift. So let me get to that point. Hang on. Alright gang, we've got everything stuck back together here, and let me just show you that the wheel is going to spin free. Got both the old shoes off, everything all cleaned up, looks really good. Still going to order a kit for here, but now we're going to find out if the master cylinder slash front brake lever is going to release for us. So we are rotating, and I'm kind of rubbing on the inner brace for the tire clamp, but it's spinning freely. So now I'm going to grab the brake as hard as I can, and then try to spin that wheel again, hopefully in one of those wonderful, perfect, always sunny and always beautiful worlds, the wheel will spin again. So let's see. And that is a big fat no. It is not spinning. So that means we also need to rebuild the master cylinder, which is okay. I'm all right with that. Not a big deal. It's got a little piston, little pressure cup, a couple of O-rings, and that'll be all set. So now that we know that, we can go ahead and relieve the pressure off of that wheel so that it will then spin again. I'm going to try to tighten it back down. Starting to drag. And it's new shoes that we're talking about too, so if it's just really slow to return, that may be the caliper itself. No, I just got it tight again. It locked right back up. Not gonna turn. Alright, so it may be just the caliper, but we are not going to take that chance. We are going to go ahead and replace the seals in the caliper and the seal set in the master cylinder. But as promised, now it's time to get this thing down on the ground and show you guys how this thing runs. So let's give her just a minute. For me, for you, it's going to be right now. Well, we're outside. What do you say we give this thing a kick? Something that I still need to pay attention to here. We've got our oil light and our neutral light. Something I have to pay attention to here is the push button start doesn't work, so I have to work on that. But we can kick start it. I'll stick this in somewhere. Just wanted to get you guys in after doing some cleaning, a little bit of elbow grease. Didn't do all the cleaning, just did some cleaning. Paint came up pretty nice. Of course, the top's not going to, because that is just lack of the orange clear coat there. Still needs a little work. But yeah, Garfield's permanently attached now. No, it's not screwed in, it's just got a little bit of double back tape on it. But I don't know, I guess I spent about an hour cleaning things up. Just wanted it to look a little nicer when I was tooling around. About doubled the miles on it, but it's got 12 miles on it now since I've had it. So much fun. I mean, my CB550 is fun, but this is 200 cc's more fun. Anyway, just wanted to show it to you. Spiffed up a little bit more because it was just really eating at me being covered in all that dirt. Like I say, still more scrubbing to do. I mean, you can see down here, good bit of dirt still down there. But just wanted to get the bright work done. And got some OEM Honda mirrors on it. It had some weird clip-on mirrors. I don't know if I already mentioned that. If I did, well, mentioning it again. But there we go. There's Garfield, cleaned up. I don't know where I'll stick this, but I'll stick it in the video somewhere. This is after all the brake and all that kind of stuff. But I just thought I'd show you guys a clean motorcycle. One more little walk around. You guys know I'm a big fan of orange anyway, right? I like it. Alright. On to the next clip. Let me get the choke on. I'm going to open the fuel just a little bit for just a real short period of time and then turn it off. And here's why. Got two lines here that will just dump fuel. So, you ready to give it a kick? Sounds really, really good. There it goes. It's those carburetors. It's gonna stall on me, or you gonna keep going? Okay, it's gonna keep going. Good. Oh, stalled on me. But there you go. There's the first start on video for you guys, and we worked on the front brake caliper, found out that our master cylinder needs to be rebuilt, so we'll get on that. I don't know if you guys have seen or not. Let me get that ignition switch back off. 30,656 miles. I've put 6 miles on it, riding around using just the back brake. And Garfield's ready to rock and roll. I've only ridden it around here in the neighborhood. Something that's pretty incredible is if you look, got all these yellow painted surfaces here. This was never cleaned off, and why that's incredible is those are factory marks. I've also got it over here on the connection on this line right here. All the factory quality inspection marks are still on this bike. That's cool. Really neat. The little sweat flies or sweat bees, whatever you want to call them, are just running rampant all over everywhere. But now it's time for Zippo to take a quick little ride around the neighborhood, just because I can, and remember to not grab that front brake. I've got it loosened up quite a bit so that I don't have to worry about locking up the front wheel, but just in case I forget, I will grab a 14mm wrench so that I can loosen it up some more. But it's pretty loose right now, and I should remember. But anyway, if you guys like this, the first start of Garfield, and you want to see more, you can click right here to subscribe. Hit the bell icon for notifications. Then over here is an older video, and there's an older video. Promise you guys I will see you on the next one. Later. I'm out of here.